It's showtime from the Budweiser bullpen for a big South Division matchup with major playoff implications between the Amarillo Wranglers and the Oklahoma Warriors. Hi everybody, Guy Chiarenza here, and we've got a big-time matchup here at the Budweiser bullpen. Wranglers currently sitting at fourth place in the South Division, but depending on how this weekend goes and how some other things around the league end up shaking out, the Wranglers could find themselves in second place by the end of the weekend. But it's not going to be an easy 4 points here this weekend, as the opponent is the Oklahoma Warriors, who are red hot. Started off a couple weeks ago by sweeping the top team in the South Division, the Lone Star Brahmas. The Warriors are 7-2-0-1 in their last 10 games, and they will not be a pushover here tonight, as they are the defending Robertson Cup champions. However, the Wranglers have had a lot of success against the Warriors here this season, as Amarillo won 4 out of 5 against Oklahoma back in the month of October. The Wranglers are coming off of a series in Corpus Christi last weekend where they split with the Ice Rays, winning 2-1 on Friday night and then falling 2-0 on Saturday. It's just the second time this season that the Wranglers have been shut out. They'll look to bounce back here tonight against one of their biggest rivals in the Oklahoma Warriors. It's another matchup in the Austin Hose rivalry series. It looks like this thing is going to come right down to the wire and could be decided here this weekend, as the standings, as they are right now, Amarillo and Oklahoma are tied at 7 apiece. Here entering the matchup, Odessa is at 5. And remember, every game between the Warriors and the Wranglers and the Wranglers and the Jackalopes this season are worth 1 point in the Austin Hose standings. Winner ends up getting the Hoser Cup after the season series are all completed, or if a team clinches before then. The Wranglers have a chance to clinch the Hoser Cup here this weekend if they end up sweeping the Warriors, as then they would have 9 points, and with only one matchup with the Warriors left on the schedule, the Warriors would not be able to catch the Wranglers in that regard. So the Wranglers have a chance to take home the Hoser Cup this weekend, but again, Oklahoma, a very tough opponent that has been surging as of late. It was a big day in terms of news for the Wranglers, as we have a new face in the lineup making his Wranglers debut. Elias Abrant is going to make his Wranglers debut here tonight. He's going to wear number 7. Now, make no mistake, that number is usually worn by Drew Jeffers, who is out of the lineup here this weekend due to injury. He's still on the roster, don't worry. But here this weekend, Abrant will be wearing his number 7 for the time being. So Elias Abrant making his Wranglers debut, was picked up in a trade this afternoon, coming over from a Swedish club. Abrant came from Kalix Hockey Club over in Sweden. He had 6 goals and 12 assists for 18 points in 17 games played with their under-20 junior club. And so I'm excited to see what he can do here in the lineup in his Wranglers debut. In other news, the Wranglers made a separate transaction with the Corpus Christi Ice Rays later on here in the day. That is a trade that sent defenseman Cole Semeniuk over to the Wranglers in exchange for a 2025 fifth-round pick and a player development fee. So we won't see Semeniuk here on the ice here this weekend, but we will see him sometime in the near future. Let's get to the starting lineups for the visiting Oklahoma Warriors. This is a Warriors team that looks a lot different from the last time that the Wranglers saw them, as number 27, Owen Carlisle, will get the start at left wing. He's a 20-year-old standing at 5'11", 170 pounds from Heartland, Michigan. Carlisle this season has 18 points in 37 games. Down the middle, it's going to be number 18, William Ulrich, Swedish forward, standing at 6 foot even, 190 pounds. He's also 20. Ulrich did not play in the 5 meetings earlier on in the season. He was out due to injury. He will make his first appearance in the season series here tonight and will wear number 18 for Oklahoma. At right wing, number 7, Caden Nelson. This is the guy that's been tearing up the league this season, as Nelson has 18 goals and 20 assists for 38 points in 39 games on the season. He's almost a point-per-game player. He leads the Warriors in plus-minus here this season, coming into the matchup with a plus 11 on the year, and he had a goal and 2 assists against the Wranglers in the 5 games previous on the year. So Caden Nelson, also 20 years old, standing at 5'11", 160 pounds. He will get the start at right wing for Oklahoma. On the blue line, number 15, Ollie Chesler, Massachusetts native, 19-year-old, 5'11", 175 pounds. Left shot D-man will get the start at left defense for Oklahoma, who is right number 4, Branko Vukas, will make his season series debut. He was not on the Warriors roster the last time these two teams met. Vukas is 18 years old and stands at 6'4", 205 pounds. He's a right shot defenseman from Indiana. And he will round out that starting five for Oklahoma. In goal, longtime Warriors goaltender number 30, Daniel Duras, will get the start in net. Duras has been fantastic for the Warriors this season, as he has a record of 15-12, 2-0 in 29 appearances on the season, a 2.4 goals against average, a .921 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. He's committed to go play at Long Island University for his college hockey. Duras was also named the goaltender of the month for the month of January. For the Wranglers, they're going to start with their second line here tonight. Number 17, Topi Pukkanen, will get the start at left wing. Pukkanen has been phenomenal in his rookie campaign with the Wranglers, as number 17 is having a stellar rookie campaign with 18 goals, 17 assists for 35 points on the year. He has 9 multi-point games on the season, and 6 goals and 3 assists in his last 8 games. He will represent the Wranglers at the Top Prospect Showcase in just a couple of days. So Pukkanen gets the start at left wing wearing number 17. Down the middle, it's going to be number 89, Roman Zapp. He will also go to the Top Prospects tournament for the second straight season. Zapp stands at 5'11", 180 pounds. A left shot German forward has been excellent for the Wranglers in pretty much all assets of the game. I mean, he's just been phenomenal. He's a well-rounded player and is almost a point-per-game player, as Zapp has 37 points in 39 games, 12 goals and 25 assists. He leads the team with 12 multi-point games on the season. To his right, number 27, Connor McNaughton, who just needs 1 more point on the campaign to have a career year. This is a guy that chips in offensively and defensively and is great in the face-off circle when called upon. McNaughton stands at 6 foot even, 180 pounds. The left shot forward from Greenville, South Carolina, will round out that starting forward line. On defense, Nick Troutwine, wearing number 3 for the Wranglers, is as steady as they come. Was acquired from the Minnesota Wilderness at the beginning of December and has been fantastic in his tenure with the Wranglers, as Troutwine, as a Wrangler, is a +8 in his 16 previous games with Amarillo. Tonight will be his 17th game with the Wranglers. He has 1 goal and 3 assists in a Wrangler uniform. To his right, the reigning Defenseman of the Month for the month of January, number 19, Nolan Gagnon, had a massive month and a month to remember, as Gagnon was exceptional. He has 6 goals and 25 assists for 31 points in 39 games. You look at really any statistic for a defenseman in terms of scoring, he's right up there in the top 5. As Gagnon on the year is tied for 3rd in scoring, is 4th in assists, and 4th in shots, and his shootout goals are tied for 1st. Gagnon also committed to the University of Alaska Anchorage towards the end of the month. And in goal for the Wranglers here tonight, who also recently committed to college, he will be going to Lindenwood University for his D1 college hockey. Number 1, Connor McDonough, will get the start in net. McDonough stands at 6'5", 210 pounds. The native of Mendham, New Jersey, has been excellent ever since he put on a Wrangler uniform at the end of last season. He's carried over his stellar play into the 2023-24 campaign. He's a record of 19-8-4-2 on the season in 33 appearances, at 2.33 goals against average, a .911 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. Coming up next, the national anthem, and afterwards, first period action from the Budweiser bullpen. Don't go anywhere. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
We are all set and ready to go from downtown Amarillo. Roll up that red carpet. It's time for some hockey. Starting in goal for Oklahoma, Daniel Duras. He's been phenomenal this season, reigning goaltender of the month. He's one of the reasons why Oklahoma is surging in the standings right now. Wranglers going to have to find a way to beat him tonight, as he's a record of 15-12-2 on the year, a 2.4 goals against average and a .921 save percentage. Posing him in goal, number 1 on his jersey, number 1 in our hearts, it's Connor McDonough. This guy is just, what else can you say about him? His legend continues to grow. McDonough, back in Corpus Christi, broke the franchise single-season wins record with his 19th of the season, and he is second in wins in the league, trailing only Matthew Alberti of Janesville, who has 20 wins on the season. McDonough has a record of 19-8-4-2 on the year, a 2.33 goals against average, and a .911 save percentage. Both goaltenders have one shutout on the year. The Wranglers are led by head coach Ryan Anderson and assistant coach Connor Yanni. Anderson sporting a nice-looking haircut, nice and fresh. The Warriors are led by the reigning coach of the year, Garrett Roth. Assistant coach Nate Wiesner is not currently here in the building. He will not be here this weekend, as he's back in Minnesota. As we are underway here from the Budweiser bullpen off the opening draw, the Wranglers will head right to work. It glances off the stick of Zap and goes behind the net. Warriors send it back out to center, but the pass is quickly intercepted by Gagnon. They'll pick his head up, move down the right wing wall, and slide it back down to Duras, who's out of his net to play it. Warriors are able to move it back out to center. Carlisle drifting down the right wing, drops it back. Back to Carlisle, now below the goal line. Gagnon steps in to shut down any more chances for Oklahoma. Zapp will exit the zone, cross over the red line, and now Warriors Blues. He drifts towards the far wall, and he will tap it back in and head towards the bench for the Wranglers' first change of the game. Ollie Chesler banks it off the stick of Carter Spruill. Rolls towards McDonough. He elects to keep the play moving as DeMarco goes across to McDonald at the red line, and he will shove it back down to Duras. Once again, out of his net to play it. Moves it over to Dominic Elliott. Gets it to his own blue line with a little help from his friends. Gets it into the Wranglers zone. Turnover here by Oklahoma. Goes McDonald's way, and now Spruill gets it back. Spruill on his backhand, centers one. He was looking for Gino McEnery out in front of the net. That pass did not connect. Those shots on goal for either club, as we're a little over a minute into the hockey game. Battle for it in the far corner. Kruklidis making his home debut for the Wranglers, wearing number 77. Is able to backhand it up to Jack Ivey at center ice. Vig will go the other way, send it across. Caffarelli in his first appearance with Oklahoma since coming over in a trade. Gets things started for Oklahoma. Dronin with a shot. McDonough makes the initial save, and just to make sure, sits on his keister. And we'll get the first whistle of the game, a little under 2 minutes into the first period. So you saw him on that last shift there. Number 11 in black. No name bar on the back. He's fresh off a trade from Corpus Christi. Anthony Caffarelli. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because last weekend when the Wranglers played the Ice Rays, he was in the lineup for Corpus Christi. Now he's a Warrior. Shot from the line is paddled away by McDonough towards the far side wall. Behind the net, Cooper is able to swing it back out to the near side for Trace Day, who quickly regains his balance and gets it up to the line, but not out. The Warriors backhand it towards McDonough. Fluttering puck is scooped up by the Wrangler netminder, and will blow it down for the second whistle of the game. 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the first period. That Caffarelli line stays out there for Oklahoma. He's currently on a third line with Max Stronin and Louis Kaminsky. Caffarelli had 1 assist against the Wranglers on Saturday in their most recent game. Here's Caffarelli up to the line. Kaminsky with a shot, and McDonough shuts that down. Another quick whistle. 17:47 to go in the first period. Both teams will elect to get fresh men on the ice. And stepping onto the ice for Amarillo is the reigning defenseman of the month for January, Nolan Gagnon. Spectacular in the month of January. Gagnon has 3 goals and 4 assists in his last 5 games. The second line goes out there for the Wranglers. Zapp will take the draw against William Ulrich. Zapp wins that draw, gets it to Gagnon. He'll trickle it towards Troutwine. He'll throw a reverse and get it back out to center. Puck goes by Topi Pukkanen. Connor McNaughton in on the forecheck. Slams a man up against the end wall. That's Ollie Chesler. Play goes towards the half wall. And Ulrich, the dip and dive, get it to Chesler. And the Warriors will bank it into the Wranglers zone. Troutwine jostling with Sproul up against the end wall. Zap steps in, goes towards the far corner. Play goes towards the slot, shot there, and denying Ulrich on the doorstep is McDonough. Sproul keeps it in, left point, goes across to the near circle. Ulrich with the return pass goes off a stick and into the far corner. Below the goal line, Troutwine picks it up, tries to send it out of his own zone and play it up ahead. Instead, it hits a loose helmet. Not quite sure whose helmet that is. As play gets jammed up in the near corner. Squeaks free to Gagnon. Will go around his net and gain some speed down the right wing. Gagnon from center will just drop it down deep into Oklahoma territory and then towards the bench. Brenner plays it towards the neutral zone. Kruklitis dumped down. Caden Nelson at the red line. Wranglers pick up the puck and turn up ice. It's Jacob Miller moving down the left wing. He'll shoot, and a glove save by Daniel Duras. And afterwards, Morley Phillips took a shot from Max Vig, and he will take offense to that. We'll throw a couple shoves in the corner and get some nastiness to begin this game. 16:24 remaining in the first period. The interesting thing about Daniel Duras, those of you on NATV, you just saw, just caught that shot from Miller with his right hand. He catches right, which is pretty uncommon amongst goaltenders. Most goalies catch with their left hand, like Connor McDonough does, but for Duras, he catches right. Draw will be to his right. Near circle of the Warriors zone. Ben Ivey in that top line out there. Ben takes the draw and wins it. Kruklitis across. DeMarco a shot. It's blocked by Sutton. Goes into the corner. Ben Ivey gets it back. He'll turn and shoot. And that one is gobbled up by Duras. 16-17 remaining in the first period. Shot count is 5-2 in favor of Oklahoma. The top line staying out there for the Wranglers. Ben Ivey will take the draw against Drew Sutton. Oklahoma comes away with the puck off that draw. Elliott takes a spill on the far wall, and that is going to draw the first penalty of the game. It's going to go against the Wranglers. Oklahoma will head to the power play. The guilty culprit is Jack McDonald. Will head towards the penalty box. Little under 4 minutes into the game. And the official call is 2 minutes for cross-checking. And so Oklahoma heads towards the power play. They're about 16% on the season for the Wranglers. Their penalty kills a top 10 unit, 83.3%. That's 7th best in the North American Hockey League. As Elliott walks the line, dishes it left side for Nelson. Now back to Elliott. Across for a shot, and he whiffs on it. That was Drew Sutton. Oklahoma retains possession as Droning gets pinned up against the far corner. Puck squeaks free. DeMarco doing a nice job there. With a little help, the Wranglers get a clear. 15:48 to go in the first period. 30 seconds gone off the Oklahoma power play. Down the left wing goes Sutton. Finds a man moving in. It's Nelson. Drops it back for Elliott. Returns it to Nelson in the corner. Dronin up to the right point. Elliott will hold it. He'll shoot towards the net, saved by McDonough. Rebound, squeaks free, and goes towards the far corner. Nelson back up to Elliott. Across for a shot there by Sutton. And that one goes wide, and the Wranglers hack it back out to center. Wranglers are able to get a partial change here as Nick Troutwine comes on. Now McRoberts goes off, and DeMarco enters play. Meanwhile, Max Vig charges down the right wing. He's got Caffarelli, who gets stood up at the line, but not before he dumps it down. McDonough out to play it, banks it off the near wall, but not out. Turnover at the line goes to Jack Ivey as he collides with McHenry at the blue line. But the puck does come out of the zone, and DeMarco will make no mistake and send it down the distance for another Wrangler clear. So far, so good for this Wrangler PK unit. Just 30 seconds remaining on McDonald's sentence. McHenry down the left wing. burrows his way into attacking territory. DeMarco is there. Another excellent job by the veteran defenseman. They get the puck away and send it back down the length of the ice. Kyle DeMarco, longest tenured Wrangler on the roster. He's the only man remaining from year one. He's been a fantastic penalty killer for the Wranglers this season. Ricky will swing it around as the penalty set to expire right now. McDonald climbs out of the box and heads towards the bench. McNaughton comes on. Quickly in stride, he finds Zapp. Over the blue line, gets it back to McNaughton and takes a check in front of the Warriors bench, courtesy of Carlisle. Down the left wing goes Dronin. Evades McRoberts, goes into the corner, finds a man trailing. Warriors trying to work it back up to the line. McNaughton gets in the way nicely. Wranglers possess the puck as Troutwine skates over the center ice logo, drifts towards his left, and swings it back around towards Topi Pukkanen on the far half wall. Pukkanen converged on by a couple Warriors. Oklahoma is able to get the puck back out to the neutral zone as Kaminsky goes across for Chesler. Chesler on his backhand, takes a shot, goes off the side of the net. It goes below the goal line. Troutwine able to pick up the puck, find Morley Phillips moving upward. Oklahoma able to reclaim possession at center ice. Vukas banks it off the near wall, goes towards McDonough. They'll send it geometrically back up to Pukkanen. And play goes back out towards the neutral zone once more. 13:02 remaining in the first period. Wranglers with the puck, dish it right side. It's McNaughton over the attacking line, trying to return it towards the middle, goes in and out the other side. Pukkanen comes away with the puck in the corner, tries to send it back up towards the slot. Unfortunately for him, nobody was home. From the red line, Jack Ivey swings it back in, and a dangerous carom off the end wall sent that puck through the blue paint and out of harm's way. It's one of those things about this building where the boards are kind of finicky. As Jack Ivey moves down the right wing, takes a shot and a glove save by Duras, denying the Wranglers' leading goal scorer, Jack Ivey, who's got 25 on the season. He's the third most goals in the North American Hockey League entering tonight's game. He's looking for another one there. Draw to the left of Duras, far circle of the Oklahoma zones. Jack Ivey will take this draw against Drew Sutton. Play goes towards the corner. Oklahoma is able to whack it back along towards the near side wall. It'll be picked up by Carter Sproul. Across from Rick Emery, quickly back the other way for Sutton. He flags it down, enters the zone, and a shot there is blocked. It was Brenner who took that shot for Oklahoma. McDonald comes away with the puck, finds a man upwards. It's Ben Ivey down the left wing. Ben slows down, takes a shot, goes through the blue paint. Back up top, it's DeMarco for a try, and a pad save by Duras. Elliott tries to get it out. DeMarco holds it in briefly at the line, but Brenner will charge the other way. He gets stymied by Ben Ivey. Puck trickles back towards McDonough. He fields it, sends it back to Ben along the near side wall. Oklahoma trying to pick his pocket. Puck up for grabs, squirts to the blue line. To the left side, Fleming banks it, looking for McHenry. Puck a little out of his reach, and DeMarco will jam it back out to center. 11:29 to go in the first period as Oklahoma trying to set up shop offensively. Again, they lead the shot count 9-4. Wranglers doing a good job getting the puck out of their own zone, send it back out towards center ice. Oklahoma regroups and reloads as Nelson slides it back down towards McDonough. Drops it back for DeMarco in the far corner. He hoists it into the air, and it plops down right in front of Ben Ivey. Unable to corral it, though, is able to knock it deep enough into the Oklahoma zone for the Wranglers to get a change. As Vig will bank it off the end wall, charge towards the net looking for the rebound. McDonough is able to scurry back out and poke it up ahead for Trace Day. Day will knock it in deep for Luke Morris. Shadowing him is Dominic Elliott. Play reverses towards the far wall. McRoberts pinching there for Amarillo. But Kaminsky is able to shovel it back out towards the neutral zone. And down the right wing goes Elliott to the middle. Dronin fumbles the puck. Kaminsky is there. Back to Elliott. Save me, McDonough, and on the rebound, they score. It's Max Dronin getting the goal, and Oklahoma strikes first. Well, McDonough did everything he could. Unfortunately, the juicy rebound Goes right onto the stick of Dronin, and that's one of those ones where the Warriors did a really good job of moving in transition. That's something that I remember them doing really well back in the series in October. Is a flurry of shots off the rush the other way, gets McDonough out of position. And on the rebound, Dronin was in the right place at the right time to make it 1-0 Warriors with 10:32 to go in the first period. So the Wranglers looking to bounce back. They win the ensuing draw as Gagnon will wind it in. Duras slows it down. Vukas will send it towards the right wing. Wranglers are able to get in the way of that pass and move the other way. Over the line, Pukanen can't corral the puck and get around Vukas. As the 18-year-old moves it upwards for Sproul. Shadowing him, Nick Troutwine. Plays goes behind McDonough towards the near corner. Zap is there. Turnover to McHenry. Will drift his way up to the line. Turn and shoot. McDonough is able to fight that one off and send it towards the far wall. McNaughton banks it off the glass towards Pukanen at center. Puck rebounds back even to the Wranglers zone. Oklahoma will take this opportunity to get a full line change in. 9:42 to go in the first. Oklahoma leads 1-0. Off of the goal from captain Max Dronin. For Dronin, that's just his 8th goal on the season. Assisting him are Kaminsky and Elliott. Carlisle tries to keep it into the Wranglers zone. Oklahoma applying the heat here as Olek tries to step in the slot. Gagnon able to get it out of harm's way for the moment. Oklahoma moving the puck to the left circle. It's Carlisle. He can't rip the shot away, though, as the puck flubbed off his stick. He centers it up high. Ricky back for Carlisle. Gets it to Ulrich. And getting in the way of that play is Grayson Gerhardt to send the Warriors back out to center. Good job there by the rookie to disrupt Oklahoma, and it looks like they were looking for their 2nd goal of the game. Troutwine plays it into the Oklahoma zone. Phillips will give chase. Wranglers get a partial line change here with 8:40 to go in the first period. Fleming will wait behind his net, send it towards the right wing for Dronin. Dances his way out to center, finds a moving Caden Nelson. Drops it back for Dronin, tries to center a pass. It's picked off nicely by McDonald. Wranglers are able to possess. Bukalidis off the end wall for DeMarco. At center, he's got McDonald. Gloves it down for Jack Ivey. Back to McDonald, and he can't get a shot away as Vig is able to swipe it towards the near side. Kaminsky will dish it back into the Wranglers zone. McDonough's without his stick. As we got a penalty coming up, arm is raised. It's going to be a holding call. With 8:04 to go in the first period. Shot count 12-4 in favor of Oklahoma. And looks like the Warriors are going to head back to the power play. So McDonald takes a seat for the 2nd time here tonight, this time 2 minutes for holding. Wranglers are 1 for 1 on the penalty kill so far here tonight. They'll look to go 2 for 2. Get the quartet out there on the PK for the Wranglers. Zap, Gagnon, McRoberts, and McNaughton. Zap able to possess off the draw. Find McNaughton moving over the red line into Oklahoma territory. Takes a shot. Duras fights that one off. Directs it towards the far side wall where Elliott will play it back to Sutton. Warriors at center. Left wing, it's Ulrich. Steps into the Wranglers zone, looking to return it to Sutton. Pass goes astray. McNaughton steps in. Dances around a forechecker. Play gets pinned up against the near side corner. 3 Wranglers are there. Looks like 3 Warriors as well. Everybody wants a piece of that puck. Still pinned up against that yellow stripe that runs along the boards. Fans taking up a "Let's Go Wranglers" chant. And for the Wranglers, they're content with this as it kills some time. Minute 3 remaining on the McDonald penalty. Puck is loose. I can see it there. And now Wranglers are able to backhand it up forward. It's Zap. 2-on-2 or 1-on-2 here as Zap moves down the left wing and jars it back behind Duras with 48 seconds remaining on the McDonald penalty. Sutton drops it back for Elliott. Over the red line, plays it backwards for McHenry. McHenry was acquired in a trade not too long ago. He's traded from Janesville to Oklahoma for Therian Thiesing on the 19th of January. He has 2 goals and 3 assists in 4 games with Oklahoma. The Warriors look to get back to work on the power play. Pass goes off a leg. Wranglers take it and send it back out to center. 20 seconds remaining on the penalty. Down the left wing, Sproul loses it to Ben Ivy, and he will send it down the distance for another Wrangler clear. And that should pretty much do it for the power play. And so TJ Ritchie from his own blue line, now back at even strength. Plays it into the Warriors zone, looking for a stretch pass for Ulrich. That's intercepted by Kruklides. He'll dish it deep into the Oklahoma zone, goes off the end while Brenner picks it up. Wranglers pinching, able to keep it. Gerhard moves up to the line, turns and shoots, looking for a deflection in the shot. I think he got one, but it went off the end wall. From the left point, Ritchie will flip the script and send it towards the far wall. Kruklides meets it at the half wall, but the Warriors are able to ship it back down towards McDonough. 5:30 remaining in the first period. Warriors with a 1-0 lead. Wranglers play it deep into Oklahoma territory. Phillips crunches a man in Brenner up against the end wall. Miller gets tripped. That'll draw a penalty. Wranglers should head to the power play for the first time here tonight. Tripping is your call with 5:18 to go in the first period. And it's going to be Will Brenner going to the box for Oklahoma. So the Wranglers head towards the Budweiser power play. This is a Wranglers power play that's one of the best in the league, 22% on the season so far. That's 4th best in the North American Hockey League. For the Warriors, their penalty kill, not too shabby, operating at 84.6%. So after going 2 for 2 on the PK, Wranglers could get one on the power plays. McDonald dishes it towards the blue paint, and Ben Ivy just couldn't catch up to it. Another centering try. McDonald was there. Duras makes the save, and Oklahoma's Carlisle will possess the puck, move down the right wing, and drift through center to kill some time for the Warriors. They will play it back to Elliott, and he will dump it down a little over 20 seconds into the Wrangler power play. Ben Ivy enters the attacking zone, quickly met by Elliott. Ben keeps the puck on his stick, slides it below the goal line. The only person there was Vig, gets it to the line but not out. It's flagged down by Jack Ivy. Drops it towards the middle, looking for McDonald, and the pass goes in and out the other side. Now here comes Dronin on the rush. Dronin shoots, didn't get a lot of muscle on it. Gagnon was there to block it. Exactly 1 minute remaining on the Wrangler power play. DeMarco will wait behind his zone net. Troutwine, McNaughton, Pukkanen, and Morris, the other Wranglers out there on the power play. As Troutwine will whip it around towards the near side. Pukkanen meets it, reverses it back towards the far corner. Held in at the right point by Troutwine for a moment, and now bursting by him is Sutton. Sutton on a breakaway towards the goal, and a big save by McDonough to deny him. Sutton with a burst of speed was looking for a shorthanded goal. Only thing that stood in the way between him and that was Connor McDonough, and he did just so. Wranglers back in. Morris finds McNaughton in the near corner. Now back to Morris below the goal line. Finds Pukkanen on the opposite corner. Takes a shot. Duras the save. Puck is loose. Wranglers score! It's Luke Morris on the doorstep, and the Wranglers get a power play goal and even it up at 1. And that play all starts because of a decision that Topi Pukkanen made on the far corner. First off, we got to give a lot of props to Connor McNaughton, who's now had a career year with the secondary assist on that goal. Makes the play in the near corner, reverses it to Pukkanen back on the far side. And Pukkanen makes the decision to throw a shot off the pad of Duras, knowing that he's not going to corral it. Rebound bounces perfectly off of his pad into the slot. And there to jam it home between the wickets of Duras was Luke Morris. So a high hockey IQ from McNaughton and Pukkanen gets the Wranglers on the board to tie the game up at 1. Oklahoma wins the ensuing draw for Luke Morris. That is goal number 5 on the season. Now has double digits in points on the year. That's his 10th point of the season. Makes it a 1-1 hockey game. Warriors looking to get their lead back, send it towards the far wall. Phillips picks it free, looking to find Gerhard up ahead, but the pass is picked off, and the Warriors will set up shop in the Wranglers zone once more. Kaminsky loses the puck to Miller, and Caffarelli tried to shut down the big man and instead got dumped down to the ice. Jacob Miller's not the kind of guy you want to mess with, and he is tough to take down as Kaminsky loses the puck in the near circle. Wranglers rush the other way, 3-on-3. Miller fires towards the goal from long range. Duras makes the save. Second try, not so easy, but Duras is able to fight that one off as well. Gagnon from his own zone banks it off the wall for Troutwine. Leaves it for Gagnon. Takes his time, finds Miller at the red line. He'll bank it into the Oklahoma zone. 2:22 to go in the first period. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Oklahoma struck first. Wranglers got it back to tie it. Of a goal from Luke Morris. From center, Vig gets mobbed by Day. Puck flips up into the air. Carlisle gloves it down and sends it diagonally towards the near corner. Racing after it is Nelson, and he blasts Gagnon with a big hit. Arm is raised, and that will draw another penalty. And it looked like that caught Gagnon up high. Good to see him jump right back up to his feet. We'll see what the official call is, but it looks like by all accounts, the Wranglers going to head back to the Budweiser power play. And it is Caden Nelson going towards the box, and officially it's interference the call. Sends the Wranglers to their second power play of the game. They're 1 for 1 so far. They'll look to go 2 for 2 and take the lead. Warriors win the draw, send it around towards the far wall, and Sutton will get the deed done and send it down for an opening clear for the Warriors. Gagnon, the great burst of speed, goes over the red line, swings it back for Zapp. In motion, enters the attacking zone to the right wing for Ben Ivy. Softly back to Zapp down low. Up top, it's Gagnon, and he can't hold it in at the line. So the Wranglers will have to reset. Vig, jam it back out towards the neutral zone. Troutwine on. Pick up the puck, courtesy of Connor McDonough. 1:16 remaining on the Wrangler power play. DeMarco will move up ice. Find Troutwine at the blue line. Puck pops up in the air. DeMarco there trying to keep it in, but they're going to say that it's offside. And afterwards, Troutwine getting into it with Ollie Chesler. They're quickly separated. And we're going to have a neutral zone draw here right in front of the Warriors bench. Luke Morris, fresh off a power play goal just moments ago, will take the draw against Sutton and win that draw. Morris has been excellent in the face-off circle for the Wranglers this season. DeMarco and Troutwine play catch. Now Troutwine sees an avenue to move forward. He'll send it around past Duras towards the near side wall. DeMarco trying to keep it in with help from Morris, is able to do so briefly. The second effort from Vuko gets another clear for Oklahoma. 43 seconds remaining on the Wrangler power play as Gagnon will lead the charge. They'll move down the left wing, shimmy towards the middle, now bounce in towards the middle. Gagnon still with the puck on his stick. Button hooks at the far point, across for Zapp. Down low, he's got McDonald. Loses the puck for a moment, but Zapp is there to reclaim it. Jack Ivey left point to Zapp at the half wall. He'll work his way back up to the line and find Gagnon, trying to quickly go across to Jack Ivey. Stick gets in the way, but the Wranglers keep possession. McDonald is there, across for Zapp. Takes his time, rides down low below the far circle. Gagnon up top. Jack Ivey is there. He'll shoot it towards the middle. Warriors crashing on the puck. Jack Ivey at the line holds it in, and a shot there as the period expires. Stays out of the net. Duras fights it off. And And that will do it for the first period. We're all knotted up at 1. Warriors struck first. Wranglers responded with a power play goal from Luke Morris. Shot count is 13-9 in favor of Oklahoma after 20 minutes of play. Coming up next, the first intermission report. We will recap all the events of the first period, look ahead towards period number 2. We're also checking on some scores from around the league and maybe say hi to this guy and Drew Jeffers. All that and a whole lot more coming up next on the first intermission report. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
with the reverse, and then Kukoman made an excellent, very smart play. Kind of look for that rebound, knowing that he had Morris out front. Good vision on Kukoman and Morris. Morris picks up his 5th goal of the season. A couple newcomers here in the lineup. We've got Elias Abram lined up in this week's home debut. So, what do you think of both of their player in first? Abraham? First day on the job, and this is one of those teams where Ryan Anderson likes to implement a pretty structured system for the Wranglers. And so I've noticed over the course of the season that it kind of takes guys a couple games. From their bottom 6. The game's over in Corpus Christi. Saw the Wranglers come back in that first game against the Ice Rays. First off, I got to ask you, how's your blood pressure this season? Because it seems like the Wranglers like to scare us from time to time.
Yeah. Might not be good, might be good.
Not too sure. I mean, you're young enough to the point where you don't really have to check that stuff at this stage in your life. But the Wranglers are a player for the dramatic, and it seems like in any game that the Wranglers are in, no matter what the score, what the time on the clock remains, it seems like until that final horn, they have a chance to win it. Right now, from what you've seen throughout the course of the season, do you think this team is built to make a deep playoff run? Because it looks like the Wranglers have all the makings of a playoff team.
Yeah, I think we go all the way. And we're a good team. Like, not talking, not stuff like that. I think we'll go in the long run, make it a playoff.
So you, as a hockey player, tell me about your season so far this year. You're a defenseman, right?
Defensive.
Defense and forward? You're just a jack of all trades?
Hasn't been the best.
Hasn't been the best season, but are you having fun?
Yeah.
That's
All that
good. That is good. How many goals you got? Too many to count?
8.
8? Goodness. You're tearing up the league then, aren't you?
No.
No? Nah.
Not having the best season.
Looks like we got a game going on here right now in the intermission. Good stuff going on here.
Yeah, just a little men's league. Well, 5-on-5.
I mean, that would be hard for me to kind of jump in there. It looks like we got a bunch of guys with a bunch of different colored jerseys.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure who's on whose side, but it looks like they're having fun out there as the Wranglers and the Warriors are tied at 1 apiece after the first period. So you turn your page towards the second period. Warriors outshot the Wranglers 13-9. I think a lot of those shots came in the first couple of minutes of the first period. It looked like the Warriors really had the jump entering period number 1. Wranglers kind of settled into the period there, kind of found their game later on. Game's tied heading into the second period. What are you looking for from the Wranglers here in the second period to kind of break through?
I think we'll get some more shots, some more opportunities, like always. We're kind of a comeback team. It's what we've been doing all season. So.
And so, I mean, kind of in a game like this, are you the kind of guy, and I know every player is different, every coach is different, would you rather take a shot, less shots than your, I guess, a low shot volume, but they're high-quality chances, or would you rather just kind of pepper the opposing goalie with a lot of shots, even though they might not be the best of opportunities?
I'd like to get more shots, I think.
More shots on goal?
More pucks on net, more goals.
Wranglers are coming off of a series against Corpus Christi where 50 shots in one game, ended up winning that game, thankfully, 2-1, but high shot volume there ended up translating into a win. Hopefully the Wranglers can get some more shots on goal here in the second period and get a couple more goals past Daniel Duras and take the lead. We'll come back in just a few moments on the Wranglers Hockey Network. First intermission report rolls on. We'll check in on some scores from around the South Division, as it's a busy night in the North American Hockey League, and a lot of those games, depending on which way they fall, impact where the Wranglers sit in the standings at the end of the night. All that and a whole lot more coming up next on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the first intermission report. We're all tied up at 1 after 20 minutes of play. As the first intermission report continues to roll on, let's take a look at some scores from around the league. As I know, everybody at this time of year is tuning into this game, but they're also kind of focused on what's going on around the league, as a lot of games in the South Division can impact where the Wranglers end up in the standings by the end of the night. Of course, the outcome of this game also holding a lot of weight to that as well. But for now, we'll check in and see what's going on around the league. Over at Ector County Coliseum, first intermission there between the Odessa Jackalopes and the Lone Star Brahmas. And it looks like Lone Star has a 2-1 lead after 20 minutes of play over in the Permian Basin. Connor Bergeron and Bryce Ingles get the goals for Lone Star. Cameron Dunn with the lone goal for Odessa as the Jackalopes try and pull off an upset. the Oklahoma Warriors going to have their way. Now, for the Wranglers, the second period has been by far their best period this season. Night and day compared towards the first period, as the Wranglers, I take my words back. Actually, the third period is the Wranglers' best period, but the second period is kind of the period where the Wranglers come alive. You look at the goal differential between period 1 to period 2 for the Wranglers this season, they've almost doubled up. 24 first period goals this season, 41 in the second period, 49 in the third period. So I expect for that second period surge to come into effect for the Wranglers here tonight. Seems like they make a lot of really good intermission adjustments from period 1 to period 2, as Ryan Anderson and Connor Yanni, the bench bosses for the Wranglers, adjustments. We'll look to see their team get a bit more energy here in the second period to begin play. Now for the Warriors, unfortunately for the Wranglers, the second period is also the Warriors' best period, as Oklahoma's second period has a plus 15 goal differential on the season, 57 to 32. The Warriors have scored more second period goals than any other period for them all season long. So looks like the Warriors might be equipped for a second period surge as well. So for the Wranglers, own zone. And now down the right wing goes Gagnon. Will bank it off a stick into Warrior territory. Wranglers get a partial change as DeMarco comes on, as does Kruklitis. Warriors heading up ice. Sutton gets his pocket picked by 6'6" Kruklitis. Wranglers get it back out to center. Now Sutton is one of those guys where he has a great burst of speed. You always got to watch out for him. As DeMarco stands up McHenry at the blue line. Puck shuffles behind McDonough. Up at the right point is Elliott, takes a shot, goes off his own man in McHenry. He'll center one towards the middle, goes off a leg and behind the net where DeMarco will pick it up. Ben Ivy in the neutral zone, drifts towards his left, finds McDonald in stride, backhand across, and he was looking for Jack Ivy. Pass was just off the mark. Oklahoma turns up ice. Down the right wing is Elliott, but the Warriors are offside, 1 minute and 28 seconds into the second period. So Drew, in the second period, it's tied 1-1. What'd you think of the first 20 minutes of play?
I think it was a good period overall by both teams. I think the Wranglers started a little slow, so definitely important to get it back here. They're able to keep it 1-1, so not too bad of a period, but just got to get the momentum in our favor here.
It looked like the Wranglers had a lot of that momentum towards the tail end of the first period. We'll see if they can continue that here in the second. As Ricky gains the red line, fires it towards the net. McDonough reaches his glove out, makes the save. Get another whistle here at the top of the second period. 18:26 to go in the second frame. Circle Luke Morris, who has the Wranglers goal in the first period. They will duel here, and Morris comes away with it and gets it back to McRoberts as the Wranglers win the draw. They'll look to exit their own zone. Day towards the middle, picked up by Kaminsky, takes a shot, save made by McDonough. Rebound goes below the goal line. Cooper there for Amarillo. Caffarelli for Oklahoma, who is making his debut. Paffarelli from the near circle. It's knocked off the puck nicely by McRoberts. Oklahoma's Droneman stecks in as The Warriors look to regain the puck from the corner. They slide it up top. Fleming across for Ricky. Right point, down to the half wall. Kaminsky bronze it along towards the near side for Caffarelli. Dronin plays it behind the Wrangler cage. Loose puck is available. Day steps in, picks it up for Amarillo. Trace Day, the Arizona native, finds Morris at the red line. He'll backhand it in as Duras will play it, and the Wranglers get a change. On comes the fourth line. Gerhard throws a hit on Didier on the near side wall. Play goes deep into Wrangler territory. Players bunch up on the far half wall. Miller will come away with it, find Gerhard in the neutral zone. Plays it back to Miller. Looks to get a shot away, but stepping in defensively is Sutton. And now the Warriors in transition, head up ice. Didier tries to step over the blue line, immediately gets bottled up by a swarm of Wranglers. Oklahoma elects to just dump in and chase. Troutwine gets there first. We'll swing it up to Phillips. Puck bouncing, right circle shot by Bells, and he scores! Sneaky shot beats McDonough 5-hole, and Oklahoma has got their 1-goal lead back. It's 2-1.
What a fluky goal right there.
Had me fooled. I didn't see it at first, and then saw the Warriors celebrating, and Josh Bells gets the goal. So what'd you see on that last goal? Like you said, kind of a fluky goal.
Yeah, they just threw it on net pretty quick, and I don't think McDonough was able to just get set. I don't think he was expecting it coming. It was just a fluke, for sure.
Wranglers will look to get that one back. Warriors now have a 2-1 lead early in the second period. Dominic Elliott meanders in his own zone. Finds Nelson at the Wrangler blue line. They enter. Nelson receives the puck down low, drives towards the net, and McDonough shuts him down.
What a save.
That's a big response save for Connor McDonough, denying one of the best forwards for Oklahoma right on the doorstep. Prolific scorer in Caden Nelson leads the team in goals with 18 on the year. 38 points in 39 games entering tonight's matchup. Not too bad. Wranglers shut down the top scorer for Oklahoma. Ensuing draw is going to be to the right of McDonough. Ben Ivy slaps it towards the wall, racing in his Kruklitis. He'll play it back towards DeMarco. Quickly returns it to Kruklitis in the near corner. Warriors able to step in. They take it for a moment. Kaminsky gets divorced from the puck, and Ben Ivy turns up ice. Hits McDonald to the middle. Jack Ivy, and he just can't get the shot away. Handles it in the far wall. Finds McDonald below the goal line. Evades a couple. Warriors centers it, and it goes off a stick up to the left point for DeMarco. They'll bank it off the end wall for Ben Ivy. Wranglers setting up shop offensively. It's McDonald behind the cage. Centering feed. Ben Ivy is there. Jack Ivy, excuse me. And on the doorstep to deny him is Duras. Well, Jack Ivy was so much in the thick of it. A couple Warriors around him. Just saw the name Ivy. Couldn't see the number. Figured it might be Ben, might be Jack. 50-50 chance. Ends up being Jack Ivy. Now for both of those guys, Ben Ivy and Jack Ivy, tonight is their 100th North American Hockey League game. They're both skating in game number 100 at the same time. How fitting. So congratulations to the Ivy twins. All 100 games spent with the Wranglers. Off the draw, Day shoots, and that one goes wide of the mark. Troutwine at the far half wall. Will send it deeper. Fleming there to meet it. Turnover here. Shot there, and a save made by Duras. That was newcomer Elias Abrant. Pretty good shot there from the 19-year-old from Finland. Play goes deep into the Wranglers zone. Battle for it in the near corner. Morris has a man pinned up against the wall. A couple players digging at it. Wranglers step in, and it looks like coming away with it is Gagnon for the moment, although the Warriors are able to glance it back in deeper. McDonough plays it to Gagnon. He finds Troutwine on the far wing. Skies it into the neutral zone, looking for Day, who gets shouldered off the puck at the Warrior blue line as he was trying to flag it out of the air. Meanwhile, Ricky enters the Wranglers zone. A couple quick passes onto the stick of Carlisle. Sutton was all alone in the far circle. The pass was well off the mark. Play goes into the near corner. Phillips has it for the Wranglers. He'll backhand it safely to Troutwine. He'll shovel it up ahead for Miller. Battle for it in front of the Warriors bench. Play goes out towards the neutral zone and back to Vukas for Oklahoma. Wranglers see the puck go back out to center. Spruill will enter the Wranglers zone. It's defended nicely by Gerhard on the back check. And the puck gets sent back out towards the neutral zone where it takes a hop deep into the Warriors zone. Holding in at the left point is Gerhard. Picking up the puck is Chesler. Warriors have numbers the other way. Potential 3-on-2. Try and drop it back for Chesler. Pass was off the mark. Sutton is there in the slot. And the Wranglers shut that down defensively and turn up ice. Kukkonen will dump it in and chase after it. Evades Chesler. Slides it towards the far wall. Players converge at the half wall. Puck squeaks back out to center and then some. McEnery from the right circle takes a shot and it goes wide of McDonough. Transition game taking effect here as down the right wing goes Kruklidis. On his backhand, circles the net, centers one to the blue paint, and Duras gets a glove on it. That'll stop the clock with 13:27 to go in the second period. Warriors lead 2-1. It's been a while since we had a whistle there, but it looks like we saw that transition game really taking effect, and that's something that the Warriors do really, really well. What'd you see on those last couple of shifts?
Yeah, just starting with the Ivy shift last there too, getting the momentum back. The Wranglers are having a couple nice shifts, so hopefully put it together and get a goal.
It'll be an offensive zone draw to the right of Duras. Zap to take it. Big will step in with the puck, play it back towards Elliott, who rainbows it into the Wranglers zone, takes a hop, and that'll be an icing against Oklahoma. With 13:17 to go in the second period. So it looks like we've had a couple minutes pass since the Oklahoma go-ahead goal. Would you say, I mean, how would you rate the Wranglers' response after that goal that put Oklahoma up 2-1?
Oh, good. They're managing pucks well. That's the biggest thing. Like you just saw Topi there, dump it in, go get it, switch sides, and we're able to get a nice chance there.
And the line is McRoberts. He'll shoot, goes off a stick and out of play. So after the transition game kind of takes our breath away, you get a couple quick whistles here, kind of settles down the game a bit. But look at the shot count now, 18-14. Wranglers have 5 shots here in the second period. It looks like they've gotten off to period 2 on the right foot here. Drawn to the left of Duras. Ben Ivy in that first line out there. Ben to take it. Oklahoma wins it. The Warriors from center. Kaminsky sidesteps. Finds Drone and in motion. Drifts towards his left and shoots. Kick save McDonough. Rebound screeches off the end wall. Oklahoma still lurking there. Caffarelli a try. And McDonough shuts it down again. A couple dangerous chances for Oklahoma, but McDonough would not be beaten on that last sequence. He had an answer for everything the Warriors threw at him. Next draw will be to McDonough's right. Morris to take it for the Wranglers. He wins the draw. Gagnon off his own end wall. Wranglers able to cycle the puck back out to center ice, and we get a whistle here. 12:47 to go in the second period. Looks like this draw is coming back into the Wranglers zone. No, looks like I'm wrong. Looks like it's in front of the Warriors bench. So neutral zone draw here. Third line stays out there for Amarillo. Boris, Abrant, and Day. Off the draw. A couple players get clustered up in front of the Warriors bench. Kaminsky comes free from the corner. Up to the line. Fleming in, down low. Warriors trying to stash it in, and McDonough sprawled out, can't keep it out, and the Warriors take a 3-1 lead. Like for a second, McDonough might have found a way to sprawl out and keep that puck out. Somehow the Warriors are able to find a way to jam it in. And it's now a 3-1 hockey game in favor of Oklahoma. So it's going to be Anthony Caffarelli's first goal as a Warrior. He gets credited with the goal. Assisting him, Fleming and Kaminsky. So the Warriors now with a 2-goal lead. Wranglers look to respond quickly here as they'll shovel it towards the Warrior zone. Wranglers will start with Kruklias finding DeMarco. He'll play it into the Oklahoma zone. Gerhard after it goes down. Looks like that's going to draw a penalty. Perfect opportunity for the Wranglers to get back on the board here, as it looks like they're going to head to the power play. Afterwards, we got some bad blood in the near corner.
Take a moment here to wish Mr. Gerhard a very special birthday there after his son just draws a nice penalty here to give us a power play.
Wow, I did not know that, but yes, very happy birthday. And a good play there from Grayson Gerhard. Always battling shift in and shift out. He draws the penalty there. Heading towards the box for Oklahoma is William Ulrich. Perfect opportunity for the Wranglers to bounce back here, Drew.
Definitely want to get one here and slow momentum down, like I was saying, and get it back in the Wranglers' favor.
This is one of the best power plays in the league. It's a top 5 unit. And it'll start with Roman Zapp taking the draw, Ben Ivy to his left, McDonald in the slot, Jack Ivy manning the left point with Gagnon to his right. It'll be to the right of Duras. And Zapp wins the draw, gets it to Jack Ivy. Slide it from McDonald, quickly back to Zapp. He'll shoot, and a pad save by Duras. A bomb from Gagnon, and that one is stopped as well. Zapp stations at the near half wall. Down low McDonald, back to Zapp. He'll shoot, and it's blocked, and the Warriors will possess and get a clear. A couple good opening looks, though, on that power play for the Wranglers. Next chance comes here as McDonald plays it across. Ben Ivy to the middle. Zapp is there, and on the deflection, Duras makes the save. Puck goes out of play 33 seconds into the Wrangler power play. And Drew starts with that face-off win and then a couple really good looks for the Wranglers on that first sequence.
Yeah, definitely. One there right off the draw there by Zapp, and then another one from Zapp again on the down low on the goal line.
He's the kind of guy that can do it all. Really is the definition of a two-way forward. Good in all zones.
He does such a good job on the face-offs too.
Yeah, I mean, even in the face-off circle, just a really well-rounded player. That's one of the reasons why he's headed to the top prospect showcase in just a couple of days over in Pittsburgh with Topi Pukinen and Kyle DeMarco. Looks like Garrett Roth wants an explanation. He gets it. Warriors send out another man. It's Carlisle. Now they got 4 on the ice. Should be good to go here. Wranglers still have 1 minute and 27 seconds remaining on their power play. Zapp wins another face-off draw, gets it to Jack Ivy, a shot, and that one goes off the end glass to Zapp. They'll go corner to corner for Ben Ivy. Finds McDonald below the goal line, reverses back to Zapp. Up top, it's Jack Ivy. Finds Zapp, left half wall towards the middle for Ben Ivy, and he just can't get the shot off. As 2 Warriors were there, Carlisle making a good defensive play. 11:10 to go in the second period. 3-1 Warriors. Under a minute to go on the Wrangler power play as Zapp swings out down the left wing. He'll go across for McDonald over the attacking line. Burrows his way deeper. But unfortunately for him, he gets divorced from the puck, and the Warriors get another clear. First power play unit heads off. Second unit comes on. As Gagnon will leave it for DeMarco. He starts the next charge. Looks for McNaughton at the blue line. Sutton gets a stick in front of it, deflects off the end wall. Warriors Nelson will possess. Finds Sutton moving in the neutral zone, and he will slide it deep into the Wranglers zone. 23 seconds remaining on the power play. Maybe one last chance here as Puukkonen backhands it into the near corner. Held in at the right point on a clearing attempt by DeMarco. Finds Troutwine for a shot. That one is blocked by Chester. Rebound to Morris, and somehow that one stays out. Wranglers keep possession. The near half wall, it's Puukkonen across Morris, a one-timer, and that one wouldn't go. McNaughton between the legs, and Duris shuts that one down as well. Penalty is over, back to 5-on-5. Kaminsky joins the play. Morris looks to find a pass across. He's got Puukkonen. Morris in the slot down low. McNaughton, and Duris shuts him down again. Madness in Amarillo is now McNaughton behind the net. Morris, left side, settles it down. Plays it up top for Troutwine. He'll bank it off the end wall. Looking for Puukkonen. He's got him. On his backhand. Goes behind the net. Troutwine drives deep. Leaves it for Puukkonen at the half wall. Centering feed. Off a leg. Behind the net. McNaughton has it. Puukkonen from the left point. Whips a shot towards the goal. Never saw Duris as Vukas gets in the way of it and sends it back into the Wranglers zone. What a sequence on that last play. Oklahoma the other way. Caffarelli can't possess the puck off a pass. And thankfully he fumbled it there, back at the line. Fleming shoots, it's blocked. Good play by DeMarco, and the Wranglers charge up ice. Potential 2-on-1. It's Gerhard down the left wing. He shoots, pad save, rebound, score! It's Miller time! Jacob Miller on the rebound, and the Wranglers make it 3-2.
Gerhard with the assist. Happy birthday, Mr. Gerhard.
It's a happy birthday for Mr. Gerhard. His son starts the play, and Miller finishes it. What a play there for the fourth line of the Wranglers. They get the goal, and it's now just a one-goal game again. So Grayson Gerhard will get the primary assist. It's Jacob Miller's second of the season. With 9:02 to go in the second period. Now you look at the shot count, Drew. Wranglers leading that shot count 23-21.
Yeah, that's a huge goal there. With 10 minutes under the period here, get us back in the game.
Centering feed for Oklahoma. McHenry down low. McHenry on the return. Can't get the shot. Sproul is there. And on the doorstep, Ben Ivy with a great defensive play to knock the puck out of the blue paint. Wranglers in transition. They're buzzing right now. McDonald swipes a shot. Never saw Duris. He fans on it. Oklahoma in transition. Enters the attacking zone. Puck banks back up to the line. McDonald with the steal. Finds McRoberts moving up ice. He will bank it off a leg and give chase. Sproul on the far wing. Sidesteps Ben Ivy at center. Finds McHenry in the high slot. Wranglers take a couple sticks on it. Puck stays in the zone as Ulrich drops it for Sproul. McHenry on the half wall. Looks to center one. It's intercepted by McDonald. And the Wranglers will move up ice. Warriors shut that play down before it can develop, as McHenry will toss it into the Wranglers zone. Oklahoma looking to get back on offense here as Grosdidier gets checked by Gagnon. Somehow keeps a stick on the puck. Finds a man up top. It's Ricky for a shot off the end wall. McDonough goes down, sprawling to make the save, and it looks like he's got a hand on it. Stop time with 7:36 to go in the second period. Wild last couple of minutes here at the bullpen. Tempers flare. It's a 3-2 hockey game. First recent goal coming from Jacob Miller. Grayson Gerhard got the play started. And the game is within one. We'll come back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to downtown Amarillo. Guy Chiarenza with Drew Jeffers. Looks like we caught ourselves a pretty good hockey game in favor of the Warriors, but here in the second period, Amarillo has outshot Oklahoma 14-8, and now they lead the shot count 23-21. So the next draw will be to the right of McDonough. It's going to be Ulrich against Zapp. Zapp, another face-off win. Drew, you mentioned how good he was coming into the game. It's been great all season, gets another win there. Wranglers look to get back on their horse offensively. Looks like Brenner beat Topi Pukkanen to the puck, and it's going to be an icing on the Wranglers here with 7:27 to go in the second period. Really think about how big a face-off win is. I mean, it's really guaranteed possession right off the rip. I mean, you think about really in all zones of the ice how important winning face-offs is. Unfortunately for the Wranglers, they got a bunch of really good face-off takers on their squad. Zapp again off this one, and Oklahoma wins that, and they take a shot. McDonough squeezes the legs and makes that save on a quick shot. 7:25 to go in the second. Reminder to follow the Wranglers on all of our social media channels. We're on TikTok now. Do you know that, Drew? We're on TikTok now.
I did see that. I did
Pretty
see
good
that.
TikTok going. As Oklahoma drives towards the net on the doorstep. Ulrich couldn't put it home. McDonough diving to make the save. Arm is raised. We're going to have a penalty coming up. I believe it's going to be on the Wranglers as they touch up with 7:10 to go in the second. We'll see go. And it looks like it's going to be Topi Pukkanen. 2 minutes for, I believe, cross-checking here. Wranglers penalty kill. Went 2 for 2 in the first period. Look to go 3 for 3 here. Ulrich will take this draw for Oklahoma. 4 penalty killers out there. The Ivy twins, Troutwine, and Gagnon to the right point. Sutton is there. And Ben Ivy weasels him back out to the line. Looks like the puck stayed in as Ulrich is down low. Driving towards the net, looking for Dronin, make that Sutton there. Wranglers able to escape any more danger as they get a clear here. 20 seconds into the Oklahoma power play. 6:45 to go in the second period. Elliott drops it off for Dronin, and the Warriors look to get to work as down the right wing goes Nelson. With speed, tries to dance between 2 defenders. Got the centering pass off, but Gagnon was there to break it up. Elliott to the right circle for Sutton. Below the goal line, Dronin, now back to Sutton at the half wall. They'll go across for a shot, and they score. It's a power play goal, and it's Caden Nelson making it a 4-2 game. So Oklahoma restores their 2-goal lead. It's now 4-2. Caden Nelson gets the goal, Sutton and Dronin the assists. And for Caden Nelson, the rich get richer. He now has his team-leading 19th goal of the season. Put the Warriors back up by 2. And Drew, it was just some really good passing by the Warriors on the man advantage, and then they find a way to put the puck home.
Yeah, they were just able to find that seam there across ice, and we were just a little late getting there. But kudos to them. It was a nice passing.
It looked like there was not a whole lot McDonough could have done to get a save on that one as he was moving from left to right. And now the Wranglers to escape a 2-goal hole. Kuklitis banks it off the far wall, streaking in his Vukas. Unfortunately for him, looks like Kaminsky was a step ahead. The Warriors are offside with 6:14 to go in the second period. Looks like somebody forgot to update the shot count. Still 23 apiece there, although it should probably be 24-23 Oklahoma off that last goal. Either way, the Wranglers have done a pretty good job of outshooting the Warriors here in the second period to look to get that momentum back. As McDonough will flip it towards McDonald. Puck boomerangs back behind him. Warriors try and send it up top. McDonald is there, finds Jack Ivey in stride. Jack to the goal, backhand try, and Duras makes the save. Warriors will escape any more danger as they exit their own zone. In the neutral zone, Vukas to Caffarelli. He'll drive the net, backhand try, and he can't split the legs of McDonough as he makes the save on Anthony Caffarelli. Play goes towards the half wall. Wranglers bank it off the wall to center. Jack Ivey will drive it into the Oklahoma zone. That line will go off for a change. As Fleming plays it towards McDonough. He will field it and elect to just cover it, as looked like Sproul was streaking towards the net. And so McDonough, not a gambling man, doesn't want to take any chances, stops the clock with 5:15 to go in the second period. Draw is going to be to the right of McDonough. Luke Morris will take it. Looks like the Wranglers crowding the slot here. Three men there, Troutwine, Day, and Abrand. Off the draw, Wranglers win it in the neutral zone. Abrand takes a swipe at it. Trace Day is able to muscle it into the Oklahoma zone, throw it on goal to Duras. And now he will cover, similar to what McDonough did on that last sequence. Looks like he's not a gambling man either. Doesn't want to take any chances. Melts it down with 5:06 to go in the second. Abrant making his Wranglers debut here tonight. He's a Finnish forward. Was playing most recently in Sweden. A couple good looks for him here in this game as Troutwine plays it off the end wall. Abrant was there. Oklahoma looking to exit their own zone, and they do. Fleming finds Ricky in motion, enters the Wranglers zone, loops it around towards the near sides, met by Day. Finds Troutwine behind the Wrangler cage. Abrant finds Gagnon in stride over the attacking line. Drops it off for Day. Backhand towards the goal. Goes behind the net. Centering feed off the side of the net. And Duras will get a paw on it. 4:34 to go in the second period. Warriors still lead 4-2. I think that right there, Drew, is a pretty good start, that last shift there from that, looks like that third line of the Wranglers to kind of get that energy back after allowing the power play goal.
Yeah, you definitely want to finish out the period here with the momentum in our favor. Maybe even get one.
Now here's Grayson Gerhard in the face-off circle to take it against Carlisle, and he wins it cleanly up to the line. Krukalidis, a shot save made. Duras, puck is free, and the Warriors get it back up to the line, but not out. DeMarco holds it in. Gerhard has it up against the end wall, exchanges with Miller. They'll backhand it up to Krukalidis, fakes a shot. DeMarco, a bomb and a save made by Duras. Second attempt is directed wide of the net. Krukalidis pinching down into the far corner. Is met by Vig. Puck squeaks out to Elliott in an open space. He will lift it out of the Warriors zone and into Amarillo territory. Gerhard is there. Nice move to cut away from a defender. Banks it off the wall to the line. Held in by Elliott. Goes behind McDonough. Nelson wants an interference call on McDonough. He's not going to get it. Looks like he needs a better lawyer. As Krukalidis will slide it back out to center. Oklahoma looks to quickly regroup and reload. As down the left wing goes Bells. Gets crunched by DeMarco. And stepping in to claim the puck is Krukalidis. He'll sky it out to center. Takes a bounce. Goes towards Duras. And that one will be no icing, as it did touch Duras, although it looks like the net has come off. Duras will put it back on. Other way, Gross Didier fumbles on a clean feed in the slot. Looks to get it back. McDonough with a pad save on Sutton. Finds a trailer. Shot there from Chesler, save made. Puck in the blue paint, and TJ Ritchie makes a monstrous save to keep it out. The big defenseman was there to sweep the puck away from danger. Oklahoma, though, still lurking. As Chesler has it on the near side wall, tries to cut towards the middle. Wranglers bottle him up. It's Zapp moving in the neutral zone. We'll play it across for Pukin and gloves it down and not much more. As Oklahoma is able to send it back into the Wranglers zone, they will get a change. 5 men on, fresh off the bench for Oklahoma, and the Wranglers play it deep into the Warriors zone. Players cluster up in the corner. Pukin jars it free for Troutwine at the line. He'll shoot. Deflection wide of the net. And the Warriors get it back out to center. Bank it off the wall deep into the Wranglers zone. Caffarelli gets there first. He centers it. No one home. Fleming on the rebound takes a shot. And it's wide. Comes to Elliott. He'll take a bomb of a shot. And it's blocked out in front. Looks like McDonald got a stick up high. No call. Here is McDonald. Finds Zapp at the red line. He'll play it back for Troutwine. And he will whip it in. 1:50 to go in the second period. As jumping to glove it down in the neutral zone is Jack Ivey. Rumbles towards his right and shoots, and a glove save by Duras to keep it a 4-2 game. And afterwards, we've got a convergence in front of Duras. They'll quickly break that up with 1:43 to go in the second. Shots are even at 29 apiece, but the difference is it's 4-2 Oklahoma late in the second period. So, Drew, at this point in the game, late second period, down by 2, what are you looking for here specifically heading into the second intermission?
Just manage pucks here. You know, it hasn't been the best period for us. We've had some good looks and some bad. You just want to manage pucks and be able to get to the locker room and come out hard for the third period.
DeMarco takes that last shot. Duras makes the save. Now, it's interesting to see that Duras catches with his right, as most goaltenders catch with their left. As a player, do you kind of change your approach when you see a right-catching goaltender, or is it kind of just all the same?
Well, not really. It's all the same. Most of the time you're not seeing that, so you don't really prepare for it too much. It doesn't really change much. Maybe in a shootout or something if it comes down to there, but that'll be about it.
Gotcha. I mean, I always kind of wondered that. I guess now we know. Jack Ivey with a shot. Goes wide of the mark. Warriors able to get the puck back out to the neutral zone. Wranglers swing it right back into the Warriors zone. Elliott plays it to Nelson. Puck rolls in on Duras, and he will cover up the puck. McDonald, a little bit of a thorn in the Warriors' side after the play, gets them all fired up. They break that up with 1:15 to go in the second period. Looks like we have a big third period here in store coming up. But first, we'll have the second intermission report. We'll recap all the events of the first 2 periods. Look ahead towards period 3. And also check in on some scores from around the league. We'll peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, see what's going on in the South Division. All that coming up in 1 minute and 15 seconds on the second intermission report. Here's Gerhardt again, taking the face-off for the Wranglers. And he wins it cleanly again. Troutwine fields it at the left point. Banks it off the end wall. Comes geometrically to McHenry. He will dump it into the Wranglers zone. No icing. Troutwine is there. It's pinned up against the far corner. Tries to slide it to Miller. Instead, catches a Warrior. Puck goes in and out of the crease. And below the goal line, Gagnon backhands it to Troutwine as we're under a minute to go here in the second period. Down the left wing, Gerhardt takes a shot. Save made by Duras, good eye. McDonough will just now head off for the extra attacker, but it's all for naught. As the Warriors touch up, Wranglers head to the power play. So, looks like the Wranglers 1 for 3 so far here tonight. Looking to respond, maybe make it 4-3 heading into the second inning. But if not, you got about 1 minute and a half of power play time to here. Spool. 2 minutes for holding. Wranglers. They move up ice. Ben Ivy finds Jack Ivy at the center ice logo. Enters the attacking zone. Finds McDonald. Spins away from Dronin to Gagnon. For Zapp, right circle. Throws one in and out of the slot. Jack Ivy down low for McDonald. His pass up to the line. Off the stick of a Warrior into the Wranglers zone. 1 second to go, and that is the end of the second period. The Wranglers will have a minute and 24 seconds of power play time to open period 3. For now, it's a 4-2 Warriors lead after 40 minutes of play, although the Wranglers lead the shot count 32-30. Second intermission report is coming up next. I'll recap all the events so far in this game, preview the third period. We'll talk about what the Wranglers need to do to come away with a big victory against Oklahoma. Also check on the out-of-town scoreboard and maybe some other shenanigans. All that coming up in just a few moments on the Wranglers Hockey Network, on NATV, and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome into the second intermission report, where the Warriors lead the Wranglers 4-2 after 40 minutes of play. First period saw 1 goal for both teams, and then in the second period, 3 goals for Oklahoma and 1 for the Wranglers. It was the Warriors that opened the scoring. It was Max Stronin from Kaminsky and Elliott. 10:32 to go in the first period to make it a 1-0 game. It's just one of those plays where the Warriors caught the Wranglers in transition. McDonough able to make a couple of big saves, but the rebound ends up going onto the stick of Dronin. He puts it home to make it 1-0 Warriors. But then, with 3:32 to go in the first period on the power play, McNaughton finds Pukanen. They go corner to corner, and then Topi Pukanen banks it off the pad of Duras. Puck rebounds into the slot. Morris is there to stash home the goal to make it a 1-1 hockey game, and that's where we stood heading into the first intermission. In the second period, much better effort from the Wranglers to begin the period. However, Oklahoma, when given their chances, were able to capitalize on them. This is a team that really plays with a lot of speed and are really able to catch their opponents off guard using the transition game. First, it was a sneaky shot from Josh Bells, his first goal of the season, and I believe that's his first goal in the North American Hockey League. The Oklahoma City native, playing for his hometown team, the Warriors. Gives the Warriors a lead, the 2-1 lead with 16:49 to go in the second period. And about 4 minutes later, Oklahoma would add to their lead to make it 3-1 off of a goal from Anthony Caffarelli. Assist going to Fleming and Kaminsky. Caffarelli played against the Wranglers last weekend as a member of the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. Got traded to Oklahoma for a first-round pick, a tender, and Zach Homer. He's making his Warriors debut here tonight, and he begins it with a goal. He makes it 3-1. The Wranglers would respond about 3.5 minutes later, actually exactly 3.5 minutes later, as it is Jacob Miller from Grayson Gerhard to make it a 3-2 hockey game with 9:02 to go in the second period. For Grayson Gerhard, that was just an excellent read, an excellent play. He really kind of led the charge down the left wing, made a fantastic play to take a shot on Duras, but it was a smart shot, knowing that he had Jacob Miller moving down the right wing, and it was one of those plays where Gerhard, I think he knew that if he tried to backhand or kind of sauce a pass towards Miller, it wasn't going to make it that way, as there were 2 Warriors between him and Miller. So Gerhard makes a fantastic play to kind of take a perfect shot, force Duras into making the kick save, and the rebound goes right into the stick of Jacob Miller. He makes no mistake, gets his second goal of the season to make it 3-2. But the Warriors would get another goal, this time on the power play. Precise passing from Oklahoma ends with a Caden Nelson goal, his 19th of the season from Sutton and Dronin, to make it a 4-2 game. And that's where we stand after 40 minutes of play. Wranglers now lead the shot count 32-30. As like I said before, it really wasn't a bad second period for the Wranglers in terms of offensive production. It was just the bad breaks the other way that really cost them. And of course, the power play goal. 4-2 hockey game. Wranglers outshot Oklahoma 22-17 in the second period. So for the Wranglers, while you like to see your shot count go back up, you like to outshoot your opponent, you probably see that number 17 for Oklahoma and say, yeah, it's a bit high, it's a bit steep for one period. I'd like to find a way to get that back down in the third period. Another thing that is of note is for the Wranglers, second period, kind of the period where they start to heat up. For Oklahoma, the second period is their best period. So history says that the Warriors could probably lay off the gas here in the third period, especially with a 2-goal lead. I can envision a scenario where Oklahoma kind of becomes complacent here and kind of just lays back a little bit. If the Wranglers can kind of push the narrative, really apply the heat here in the third period, I could see that benefiting them greatly here in the third period. It seemed like the Wranglers were much better offensively in the second period compared to the first period. That's not a new trend. We've seen that a lot here this season. But the third period, in terms of scoring, has been one of the Wranglers' best period. probably say that the fourth line has probably been just as good. This has really been a game for the Wranglers where the bottom six has flourished, and it shows up on the score sheet. Luke Morris, second goal. Jacob Miller from Grayson Gerhardt, fourth line factoring in on a goal. So this is a game where the bottom six is really showing out for the Wranglers. So now it's time for the Top Guns to really show what they're made of here. We know that we've got a lot of prolific scorers on the roster. We're looking at the first line, the Ivy twins. Jack Ivy, third in the league in goals. Jack McDonald, who's been as hot as they come over the last couple of weeks. Ben Ivy, who seems to be lethal in any area of the ice. Look at that second line. Topi Pukin and Roman Zapp. The imports have a great McNaughton, a guy that is also deadly wherever he finds his way onto the ice, whether it's in the attacking zone or in the defensive zone starting a rush. Those are all guys that can score, and so I really think that here in tonight's game, the story has been the stellar play of the bottom six. Now it's time for the top lines to find a way to score for the Wranglers. Now the good news is that they will start with an abbreviated power play to begin period 3, a minute and 24 seconds on that, as Carter Sproul took a penalty towards the end of the second period. Best case scenario, the Wranglers score a power play goal to open the period, make it a 4-3 hockey game. But as Drew said time and time again in the second period, it's a big game of momentum. And so even if the Wranglers aren't able to score on this power play to open the third period, you really hope that they're able to get some sustained offensive zone time on the power play, generate that momentum, and use that to fuel their way towards a comeback here in the third period. We'll see what the third period has in store. We're going to take a break here on the second intermission report. When we come back, we'll take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard and get set for third period action here at the bullpen. It's the Warriors 4 and the Wranglers 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network, on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the second intermission report. Wranglers and Warriors are just about set to hit the ice to begin the third period, but before they do, we're going to head into our out-of-town scoreboard and see what's going on around the South Division. First, we'll check in on the Lone Star Brahmas over at Ector County Coliseum, taking on the Odessa Jackalopes. And it looks like the Brahmas have a commanding 4-1 lead entering the third period, as they've got goals for Bergeron, Ingalls, Kerr, and James. Cameron Dunn scored for Odessa in the first period. Looks like it's been all Brahmas ever since. They lead it 4-1. Over at Outpost Ice Arenas, Mudbugs and Ice Wolves. Shreveport has a 2-1 lead at the top of the third period over there. Seminara and Deeb scoring for Shreveport. Olivier Lameau goal in the second period for New Mexico. Started the second period over at El Paso County Event Center between the Grit and the Rhinos. They are still scoreless in that game over there. So we're going to keep a close attention on Shreveport and El Paso. They're both just 1 point ahead of the Wranglers for second place entering tonight's action. Of course, the Wranglers first themselves have to take care of business here and get a victory. Pick up a big 2 points. Stay in that race for that second spot, but you also got to hope that El Paso and Shreveport both lose. So if they both do and the Wranglers win, Wranglers have sole possession of second place at the night's end. But that's a lot of what-ifs. So we'll turn our attention towards the third period as both teams are back out on the ice. Wranglers will skate from right to left. Warriors from left to right. As you see it on NETV, we'll try and paint a picture for you here on YouTube. Wranglers in their white home jerseys, blue numbers, blue lettering, a couple red and blue stripes in there. Oklahoma, it's a black jersey with gray numbers, gray lettering with orange trim. So we'll see if the comeback kids can do it again. It's a 2-goal hole to open the third period. Although this season for the Wranglers, we've seen crazier things, haven't we? Can't ever count them out. And they'll start period 3 on the power play. Zapp, McDonald, Ivy Twins, and Gagnon. Zapp will take the draw against Carlisle. And away we go for third period action from the Budweiser bullpen. Jack Ivy plays it back to Ben Ivy, picks it up at his own blue line and moves up ice. Tries to sachet by a couple of defenders. Gagnon picks up the puck and shoots from the line. Duras makes the save. Donald up to the left point. Jack Ivy holds it, drifts down low towards the half wall. To the middle, McDonald looking for Ben Ivy. Could get a shot off. As Oklahoma is able to sweep it back out to the Wrangler blue line. Left side, Ben Ivy drops it up for McDonald at the point. They'll sling it around. Oklahoma is there to meet it. They'll get it cleared. It goes back to McDonald. DeMarco will pick it up for the Wranglers. Find McNaughton moving up ice down the left wing. Now Topi Pukkanen drops it back for DeMarco. Pukkanen from the near corner will launch it around towards the right point. Troutwine is there. And the Warriors get another clear as after they converge on the puck at the wall. Comes back to McDonough down the left wing. He's got Morris at the Warrior blue line. Wranglers will tap it in and look to get to work. Chesler battling with Pukkanen in the far corner. Up along the wall, Wranglers try and pry it free. Troutwine returns it back to the half wall. And now Oklahoma will get it back out to center and then some as they enter the attacking zone. McHenry has it in the slot. He shoots. McDonough fights it off. Sutton on his backhand. Drifts back up to the line. Troutwine and company are able to force him back out to center. As Sproul from the red line dumps it in. McDonough out to play it. Keeps it rolling to Troutwine. McNaughton at the far half wall. As the Wranglers drop it back below their own goal line. DeMarco, a couple quick cuts. Is able to swing it back along the wall. Met by Caffarelli. DeMarco stands him up. Meanwhile, Dronin tries to burrow his way below the Wrangler goal line. Amarillo is able to shut that down as Troutwine moves down the left wing. They'll fire it into the attacking zone and head towards the bench. Wranglers get a couple fresh bodies on. Fourth line out there for the Wranglers. Kaminsky, toe drag towards the right side, goes around the net, tries to center it, banks off the back of the net. Kruklitis is there for the Wranglers defensively. He'll step in and take the puck and exit his own zone. Finds Jacob Miller ahead. Exchanges with Phillips. Caffarelli steps in, takes the puck away. Held in on the wall by Miller. He'll shovel it down deep behind Duras. Dronin has it down the left wing. Gets cut off nicely by Miller on the back check. Below the circle, Brenner takes a shot. McDonough shuts him down after getting his blocker down. Krukalitis loses an edge in the neutral zone. Oklahoma scoops up the puck and heads into the Wranglers zone. That's Bells directing traffic into the corner. Krukalitis pries it free. A couple other guys still think that the puck is in the corner. Meanwhile, the Wranglers from the neutral zone are able to tap it into the Warriors zone. 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the third period. Warriors still lead 4-2. Max Vig has it in his own zone. He'll go circle to circle as Elliott will pick his head up. Play it off the stick of Grosdidier. Goes around towards the far side wall. McDonald meets it. Reverse it to Cooper and the Wranglers. The puck back out to center. Oklahoma holds it. Jack Ivey steals the puck at center ice. Tries to charge down the right wing. Goes behind the net. On his forehand, Jack Ivey pops out up at the line. Still circling. Shooting. Save made. Ben Ivey is there for the rebound. But Duras makes a save on both opportunities. And the Warriors will head up ice. Carlisle meandering his way through the neutral zone. Flips it up for Ulrich down the right wing. Reaching out, trying to get the puck. He's caught up by Cooper, but Ulrich keeps the puck on his stick. Finds Carlisle in the slot. The puck jumped off his stick, and Zach will pick up and go the other way. Down the right wing, Zapp on his backhand, goes into the corner, gets his pocket picked, and Oklahoma will escape their own zone. Troutwine from his own blue line, starts another charge up ice. Carlisle meets him there. Nelson going the other way, gets caught up to by Troutwine on the back check. Ulrich in the far corner. Gets pinned up against the wall by Troutwine. Troutwine comes away with the puck. Pukkanen in the neutral zone, loses the puck. Oklahoma right back on their horse going the other way. And looks like behind the play, Nelson holding his face will head towards the bench. My blind spot, I didn't really even see him down in the corner. Looks like we're not going to have a penalty on that play, though. So with 14:53 to go in the third period, we'll stay 5-on-5. And it'll be a neutral zone draw. As we bring Drew Jeffers back onto the broadcast.
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to get the boys fired up in the locker room.
No, you're good. And looks like a long stretch without a whistle here to begin the third period. I believe that might have been our first one. As Wranglers ship it into the Warriors zone. Abrant on the attack, as is Morris. Abrant goes to work behind the Warrior cage. Dronin tries to shoulder him off the puck. DeMarco pinching, keeps it in. Will jam it behind Duras. Fucus will feed it back along the near side wall, and Oklahoma's Chesler gets it out to center. He gets hauled down by Trace Day, draws an arm, and draws a penalty. Oklahoma's going to head to the power play with 14:21 to go in the third period. So Day will head towards the box. He'll take a seat. And Drew, big penalty kill coming up here for the Wranglers.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see if they can get keep it out of the net. Mark that one down. That might have been a game changer. Ulrich, I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And McDonough shuts it down. Meanwhile, Zapp short-handed on the forecheck deep in the Warriors zone. Checks Elliott up against the end wall. Looks like another penalty is headed towards the like there's none to be had. The good thing that came out of all of that is that the Wranglers, well, the arm is raised, but there's going to be another penalty on the Wranglers. Jurors head towards the bench. The left wing, Dronin, drops it back for Allred. For the fly. Shot there is blocked from underneath and down. Then it does go in, but they blew the whistle because the Wranglers touched up. So 4 seconds left on the penalty today. And it looks like the pointing of Ben Ivey. Furious after the goal call at center ice. He got hauled down. Most fans in attendance racing for their decision. now looks like we've got a list of penalties here in the third period. proven time and time again that you can't really doubt him.
Gotta wonder when they'll what pull the run here. Really down with the 3-minute mark. Down with the goal here, man. Get him out and he can get extra out there.
5:25 to go. I mean, you knowing Ryan Anderson, Connor Yanni, what would you expect down by 2 here in this game?
We're about the third, fourth minute here. I expect that they'll pull him.
That moment is fast approaching. Unless the Wranglers can find a way to get a goal here quickly. Daniel. Through the neutral zone. Not going to chase for number 19. Durris on the play. Blows a tire. Warriors possessed. Right point. Driving down low is McDonald. Towards the middle. Goes off a body. Wide of Durris. Behind the net. Naughton is there. Exchanges with McDonald. Will turn and shoot from a sharp angle. Goes up and out of play with 4:41 to go in the third period. Reminder, Wranglers have proven that they can squeeze out wins in these situations no matter how dire the circumstances look. The Wranglers are 18-4-5-2 in games that are decided by 1 or 2 goals. Oklahoma, on the other hand, is 9-11 in 1-goal games. 9-6-5 if you include the overtime losses. So the Wranglers can cut this thing to 1. They do it quickly. Statistics say the game would favor them. They got to find a way to get that first one. Sutton down the right wing, trying to go around DeMarco. Calm and steady as always. DeMarco directs him away. Down low, McHenry. One towards the middle, finds Sutton on the far corner. Sproul lobs out on the opposite side, and will backhand it on a reverse back to the far corner. DeMarco first man on it, lays it to Gerhard, who will move down the right wing, starts the next attack for the Wranglers. To the left side, McDonald finds Phillips streaking in, just can't handle the pass, as he had a pretty good opportunity there. The puck just didn't want to bounce his way. 3:47 to go in the third period. Warriors hack it back out towards the neutral zone. Down the right wing goes Dronin. Pivots in the corner, finds a trailer. Shot is stopped by McDonough. Day scoops up the free puck. Finds Phillips in motion down the right wing. It's bumped by Caparelli. Finds Day. Trailing is Miller, and he just couldn't get the shot off. Warriors possess. Caparelli slips it into the Wranglers zone. Aft behind the play. It was thrown on Lucas. They're setting the tone physically here late in the game. 3:09 to go in the third period. McDonough still between the pipes. Day on the left side takes a shot. It's blocked. Barham's back to him, trying to center it. Zap also below the goal line takes a try. Bounces onto the stick of Lucas. Now he's got Carlisle. 2-on-1. Gone over the defender. And the Wranglers make a save. McDonough, big stop, but the arm is raised. Going to get a penalty here with 2:49 to go in the third. And Gagnon was there. He might have gotten a piece of the puck. Otherwise, it was McDonough making the stop. Third period, and that kind of complicates things if you're the Wranglers and trying to get McDonough out from between the pipes for the extra attacker. Now if you even do that, it just evens it back up at 5-on-5. We're shorthanded for the next 2 minutes. We're able to get it back out towards the neutral zone. And a little bit more with the Warriors play it back to Elliott, who is content with just taking his good old time and letting the clock drip out. The Warriors slowly meander their way through the neutral zone, gaining some speed as they work their way over the Wrangler. Dronin gets it up top for Elliott. To the left circle, Nelson. Fans on a shot, the Wranglers get a clear. 1:20 to go on the penalty to McRoberts. 2:06 to go in the third.
going to look to take some chances here on the PK here, try to get a shorthanded goal.
I agree, and it looks like McNaughton being aggressive here on the forecheck for the Wranglers. See if he can get a steal shorthanded. It looks like Carlisle's going to move over the red line now. Wranglers blue. No, threw me for a fake. He's going to work his way back into his zone because he's got time. With a 2-goal lead, 1:41 to go in the third period. Warriors play catch in their own zone. McNaughton still pressuring for the Wranglers. Carlisle moved down the right wing. Cross is Sproul, enters the attacking zone. Button hooks at the half wall. And now just plays it back to Vig. 30 seconds to go on the penalty to McRoberts. 1:16 to go in the third. McDonough still in the net for the Wranglers. Caffarelli finds Ulrich. He'll stop at the top of the circle and get forced back out to the neutral zone. Down the left wing goes McNaughton. Takes a check from Bells. Puck is played back out into the Wranglers zone by Oklahoma. Under a minute to go here in the third period. McDonald will take it behind McDonough, who is waving towards the bench, seeing what they want to do. Meanwhile, McDonald enters the attacking zone. Wranglers are offside. And afterwards, a couple bodies converge. McDonald right in the fray. Meanwhile, the Ivy twins are released from their prison with 45.7 to go on the clock. Warriors lead 4-2. Looks like we get a timeout taken by the Wranglers. Ryan Anderson look to draw up a play here as the Wranglers down by 2. Under a minute to go in the third. Keep it here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. Well, Drew, not a whole lot of time left here on the board, so in a situation like this, I mean, what are you looking to do here?
Yeah, not much time. So you gotta definitely win the draw. So that's important. Get the puck right away. You don't want them to kill any more time because you don't have much to work with. But once you get the puck, you gotta go quick. You gotta get the line. You gotta get not really much time to set up. Try to get one off the rush here right away. Get a chance because you need one quick, and you gotta get another tied up to get this in overtime.
This draw looks like it's going to be in the neutral zone in front of the Warrior blue line. And it looks like McDonough's going to go back between the pipes. So it stays a 5-on-5 game here with 45 seconds on the clock. And I think that might be a little bit of an indicator as to what we might be able to expect. Although now McDonough between the circles right at the top. So I think if the Wranglers are able to win this draw, and it's Zapp taking it against Carlisle, Wranglers get possession, he could be headed towards the bench. And now Ben Ivy off the draw, plays into the Warriors zone, but they quickly stir it back into the Wranglers zone. McDonough retreats between the pipes. Wranglers dump it in, and now he heads towards the bench. Coming on is Pukinen. Play goes back out to the neutral zone. 27 ticks on the clock. Zapp enters McDonald down the right wing. We'll play it around for Ben Ivy, waiting at the near half wall. Ben settles it down, doesn't have much time. Jack Ivy calling for it, tries to play it across for Zapp. Warriors pick that off, and Brenner will fire towards the empty net, and it goes wide. It'll be an icing on Oklahoma with 9.1 to go in the third period. Reminder, this is just the first game of the 2-game set. We'll be right back here tomorrow night at the Budweiser bullpen. It's Pucks and Paws night. You should see a lot of double. And it looks like that is Brandon Reller. On the line. Draw's going to be to the right of Duras. And looks like they're going to toss Reller. He's going to head towards the tunnel, hit the showers early, and Morley Phillips is going to do the same, but not before he gets a couple of words in. The officials saying, oh, no, we're not going to have any more of that. They're going to send him down the tunnel. So with 9 seconds on the clock, and I think Phillips might have gone down the Warriors tunnel. And so now the linesman is chasing after him. And now everybody's trying to take a look. Both linesmen are off there. And now I have no idea what's going on right now. But now it looks like everybody is trying to crowd over and take a peek as to what's going on down there. If only I could be a fly on that wall. Linesmen come back out. Drew, did you see what happened over there? I mean, I had my attention focused over on there.
If I had to guess, I think they met in the hallway there. I'm not really sure what went down because we can't see from our angle up here. But hey, if you're gonna talk, I mean, you gotta walk it.
I mean, I can
So
only assume that Phillips somehow found his way down the same tunnel as Reller.
Definitely.
But what happened after that, I can't speak on it. Off the draw, Wranglers there. Pukinen takes a shot. Duras shuts it down. And that will end the game. Warriors win it 4-2. They outshoot the Wranglers 39-38. As Oklahoma improves to 21-14, 3-2 on the year. Wranglers fall to 23-12, 5-2. Wranglers post-game show starts now. Well, it was one of those games where Drew talked about it through the second period. Had a lot to do with momentum. Oklahoma cashed in on those spurts that they had in the second period. A lot of it came from the transition game. I thought the Wranglers did a lot of really nice things offensively, but ultimately just fell short here tonight.
Definitely, I agree, yeah. But that's the good thing about hockey, and especially in our league, we play them back-to-back nights, so we'll be able to get them back tomorrow, hopefully, and make this matchup even, 1-for-1.
And the Warriors, I mean, they are the defending champs. They're a good team in their own right. They've been surging as of late. Make no mistake, they are a good team. They're right there in the mix in the playoff hunt. And so,
oh, no doubt about it. They'll be there right at the end, just like us.
I mean, you got to tip your cap to them. They played a well-rounded game here tonight. Wranglers did push back in the second and third periods. I really thought that was indicative of the shot count through the second period and the third period. Wranglers only had 9 shots on the board after the first period. So you think about them taking combined 30 through the final 40 minutes, I think that says something to kind of the pushback from the Wranglers.
Definitely.
And I really thought that the bottom 6 really showed out here for the Wranglers here tonight. That third and fourth line. I thought Grayson Gerhard had a heck of a game. I think that guy, in a losing effort, was probably the Wranglers' first star of the game here tonight. Made a brilliant play to set up Jacob Miller with a kind of a pass off the pad, if you will, towards Miller. Set up that play quite nicely. He had a heck of a game. Miller was great. I thought Luke Morris, also one of the Wranglers' best players here tonight. Bottom 6 getting it done, and that's what you want to see. If you want to be a playoff team, everybody has to contribute. And so I thought those guys did a really nice job, and you can't let their efforts go unnoticed. Well, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here before we head on out. Warriors win this game 4-2. I believe that takes them over New Mexico for the moment for 5th place in the South Division. Look over at Exeter County Coliseum. Brahmas win 4-2 over the Jackalopes. They're now at 65 points on the year. They stay atop the South Division. Over at Outpost Ice Arenas, late third period, tie game. Mudbugs and Ice Wolves all knotted up at 2. Shreveport getting goals from Seminaire and Deeb. Lameau and Ricci scoring for New Mexico. Big game over there. Shreveport trying to build upon their spot in the second place seed in the South Division, as they've got El Paso nipping at their heels, who currently have a 2-0 lead over at El Paso County Event Center over the Colorado Grits. So you think tonight with the Wranglers losing and potentially Shreveport and El Paso winning, the Wranglers could be behind those two teams for second place positioning.